Am I the a-hole for not forgiving my parents for not believing I was really suffering for years and making it worse? I 17 female was the toddler who caught every sickness that was spreading around. Apparently, my parents said it was typical and never wondered why I was sick so often. Our doctor mentioned that it would want to be monitored because I was catching more than they would expect for someone my age, but they never took her seriously. So when I started school and would tell my parents I wasn't feeling good, they were dismissive and they sent me in. 9-10, that would result in the school nurse calling them and asking them to take me home. My parents told me they knew I just didn't like school, and I couldn't be sick that often. We went on for 3 years exactly like that. The times they did decide to keep me home, they were annoyed. I would sleep for a lot of it, and they told me it proved nothing because I clearly just liked sleep. When I was 8, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. It didn't happen because my parents finally started to take it serious. It was actually diagnosed because I went to school feeling okay. But during lunch, I got really dizzy and lightheaded, and I felt really weak. They called an ambulance and I was diagnosed in the hospital only because of that. Knowing my parents, they would have ignored me. Even with the diagnosis, my parents were dismissive and they felt like I was playing up on having a diagnosis. They would tell me to go to school no matter how bad I felt and give it 2 hours at least. Then they would get mad when I didn't make it that long, or when I did, but it was immediately after they got a call. I felt like shit all the time, and I felt like my parents didn't believe me. When I was 15, we got into a fight over it, and they admitted they didn't believe I was as bad as I was claiming. They said I was acting like I was suffering all the time when in reality I was probably just trying to get out of school. Earlier this year, I was diagnosed with a form of epilepsy on top of my autoimmune disease. The seizures I have are small, and aren't noticeable to most people unless they are really focused on me, but they have built up enough to cause extra problems for me. And combined with my autoimmune disease, they sort of play against each other to make me worse. My parents had a scare with the epilepsy diagnosis, and now they're suddenly willing to accept I actually feel like shit, and I've been suffering all this time. They apologized and asked me to forgive them, and they said they want us to work together to make sure I can lead as normal of a life as possible. But I didn't forgive them.